rápidamente qué está sucediendo ahora en paralelo, así lo tienen en cuenta. En la primera planta tenemos el workshop de ISEX, también justamente hablando de internacionalización, donde contamos con gente, con Iñaki Arredondo, por ejemplo, de Mad Pixel, que llevó una empresa española a San Francisco. También con Ángel Molinero de Vodka Capital y con Sergio Llorens de GGGo. Los que quieran ir a hablar de internacionalización en la primera planta. También en paralelo estamos teniendo ahora mismo en la sala BBVA todo lo que es el Open Talent, Startup Competition. Están presentando cada 10 minutos distintas startups, las finalistas de nuestra competición. Y por último, en la sala Campus tenemos ahora mismo un workshop que se llama Seduciendo al e-Fashion Consumer, Marketing Digital para el sector de la moda. Si alguien está interesado en eso, es en la primera planta. Y luego en esa misma sala están los 10 errores que no debes cometer en el marketing de afiliación. En definitiva, los que quieren aprender más capacitación pueden ir a las plantas de arriba. Y ahora tenemos un bloque muy especial, porque va a ser un bloque más largo de lo habitual, porque vienen muchos ponentes, son 4 en total, que han venido desde Brasil a compartir con todos ustedes su experiencia acerca del mercado brasilero. Entonces vamos a contar con un primer ponente que le damos la bienvenida a Nelson y a Bruno. Vengan, vayan pasando, los voy presentando. Bienvenidos. Nelson, nada. Vamos a tener una sesión de unos 40-45 minutos acerca de Brasil. Entonces los que están interesados en aprender de Brasil se quedan y bienvenidos, y los que quieren ir a las salas de arriba ya lo pueden hacer. Entonces vamos a contar con Nelson y Bruno, que nos van a contar las razones para ir a Brasil. Luego vamos a tener una siguiente charla de 15 minutos de Brasil, de temas a tener en cuenta antes de ir a Brasil. Y por último, cómo es el usuario de Internet brasilero, para entenderlo. Entonces, Nelson y Bruno tienen la agencia de comunicación y PR número 1 de Brasil de empresas de Internet, a mi criterio. Llevan las cuentas de empresas más grandes de Brasil, de empresas norteamericanas más grandes como Airbnb o Evernote, y están aquí para compartir con nosotros todo el potencial de Brasil. Muchas gracias, Nelson.
Pablo.
Gracias, Bruno.
Pablo.
Hello, everybody. My name is Nelson, and I'm the founder of NR7. It's a PR agency turned to startup business in Brazil, and this is my partner, Bruno.
Hello, everybody. We are glad to be here. First of all, we like to thank Pablo Larguia for the invitation to be here and share a bit about Brazil with you.
Yeah, when Pablo invited us to speak at Innova, and for us it's a challenge because it's a very important event here in Madrid, and it was a success when they have the first edition in last November in São Paulo. We felt like we're going to speak to entrepreneurs and we're going to speak to investors and executives. So what can we bring to the table? What's something new that we can bring to the table? So we thought that we could share with you a little bit about Brazil. So basically,
we are just thinking, what do you want to know about Brazil? What do you need to understand about Brazil?
Yeah, the thing is, for years and years when I was a child, my father used to say, and he heard that from my grandfather, that Brazil is the country of the future. So I believed in that, what I thought it was a fair tale. So I thought that this I would repeat to my son, and he would speak to my grandson. But the thing is the fairy tale has become reality. So we guess it's Brazil time. So Brazil is not the country of the future anymore. Now we think that Brazil is the country of the present.
Yeah, the moment now, the eyes of the planet is turning to Brazil. We can say that it's the momentum of Brazil all over the world, not only in the continent, but all over the world.
So what Brazil is all about? Something that you already know.
Something, definitely. But Brazil, it's the country of samba and carnival. Everybody knows that.
And it's also the country of great landscapes and nice weather.
And we are famous about our pretty and wonderful woman.
And of course, something that we were, but we are not anymore. Brazil used to be the country of football.
Not anymore. Since 2010, because of you guys, Spain is the country of football, unfortunately to us.
Well, something I can assure you. It's not a country of football anymore, but Brazil now is the country of technology. Brazil is the country of internet. And Brazil is definitely the country for startup business.
So, Brazil today means we have more cell phones than people in Brazil. We have the main helicopter fleet in Brazil, in the world, I mean.
Yeah.
And we are the 6th main economy of the world. If you can analyze this fact, it's all based in consumption. People in Brazil are buying, buying, and buying.
Yeah, we made a comparison that Brazil is living what the US lived around 10 years ago, a hype of technology startups coming up to the market, but with a difference. With the endless line of credit and also with the heat of the economy in Brazil and government support, Brazil is living a different way because we are spending more and more. Brazilians are having access to credit, and it makes them spend more and more money each time.
So, the good stuff about Brazil is that we are full of Brazilian. 200 million Brazilians that each time are buying more with endless lines of credit, are spending, spending, and spending month after month.
And that's why we decided to tell you the 200 million reasons to be in Brazil.
So, if you want to understand Brazil, in the beginning, if you're thinking to go to Brazil and bring your company there, you need to understand what Brazilians think, the behavior of the consumption.
And you know, Brazilian profile, the consumer profile, they love discounts, they love to share, and they love promotions. With access to credit, Brazilian has spent almost 2.5 trillion in 2010.
And if you can see, only e-commerce are represented with 18 billion in 2011. So it's a huge number. It's a massive number.
It is a potential market. So besides, Brazilian loves to hear music on their mobile and also to play games on their mobile. And sometimes they used to do that on the buses. And
without headphones.
Without the headphones. So we used to say that they also like to share.
Speaking about mobile, we have in Brazil 1.5 mobile phone for each Brazilian. And if you can start to talk with mobile with access to internet, the number just tripled in 2010, jumping from 5 million to 18 million in 1 year.
Yeah, moreover, Brazil is connected to internet more than ever. So today, 1/3 of the population has access to internet in Brazil. And this number promised to increase at least 5% in the next year.
And Brazilians like to share, like everybody knows about it. And if you want to understand Brazil, and if you want to be in Brazil, you really need to be in Brazil. You have to consider to physically be in Brazil. You can say what happens in the past few months, that LinkedIn just chose Brazil like the entrance door to the whole continent, and open an office and hire a account manager.
Yeah, and also when Orkut startups at 2004, what happened is Brazilians just invaded Orkut. And they didn't want Brazilians to be in there because they wanted to sell advertisement for US companies. But we did invade Orkut, and now we are doing the same to Facebook. So today Brazil has the 2nd largest audience in Facebook around the world, just after United States.
It's one of the reasons that the other social networks are considering to go to Brazil, like Facebook did and Orkut, that we are just invaded, like Nelson said. Yeah, so the same thing happens, sorry to jump in, Nelson, with Tumblr. Brazil is the 2nd largest audience in Tumblr, and they are developing business all over the world in other countries outside the US, and choose a Brazilian, 25-year Brazilian, to develop the business starting in Brazil.
Yeah, same thing also happened to Airbnb. They moved to Brazil because they were aiming to the big events that was going to take place in 2 years. I mean, the World Cup. I hope Brazil wins, not Spain. And also the Olympic Games to take place over there as well. So basically, we think that Airbnb just came to Brazil and hired 2 country managers. One is German and the other one is Brazilian. So this is part of what we're saying to you, that to be in Brazil, you need to be there. Of course, we're dealing with internet companies over here. You can run a company from Spain or from US in Brazil, but you need to understand what Brazil is about, and Brazil is all about consumption. So if you understand, you have a business model, you want to go there, but you don't know the Brazilian consumer, probably you will fail. So the best thing is to be there, go there, study the market, find out the opportunities,
understand the clients and the consumers, understand the behavior, the things that only have in Brazil. So We'll give you now an example about the understand of the public. How can you understand the public?
Yeah, this is a successful case that we share with some people. It's just about the daily deals. This is what was a model that was working good in the States, and then Groupon launched it, of course, Andrew Mason, and then they moved it to Europe, and they bought the main one, the Daily Deals company over here in Europe. And then there was a guy who was living for 11 years in the US. His name is Julio Vasconcelos. He's the founder of Peixe Urbano. He was there, and then he was invited to come to Brazil and then to be the growth manager of Facebook in Brazil. So he said, I need to do something more. Maybe I can open my own startup in Brazil, and I will work, as you know, at nighttime on Facebook and in the daytime on Peixe Urbano. That's the name of the company that he opened. And what happened is, when he came to Brazil, he already knew. He thought that, what's the model of business that I can go to Brazil and succeed? So he knew that Brazilians love discounts and Brazilians love to share with their friends. So if I get a promotion on Peixe Urbano or Groupon, probably as a Brazilian, I'm going to call Bruno and say, hey man, I just bought this promotion, so bye, let's go together. So he found out this opportunity. He was the pioneer and launched the company over there. And so he had some problem because he had to explain and convince the establishment owners about that he was offering. It was not a commercial action, it was a marketing action. And then when he knocked on the door, and that's what he did, the guy said, so you're coming here offering me that I have to cut on half price, give a 50% discount? So I don't understand. And then he told the guy that this was a marketing action. The idea was to bring an acquisition and fidelization of clients. But he has some trouble to do that in Brazil because people didn't believe in the business model. So he looked for us and said, Nelson, I need to communicate that. And then we made a strategy plan on communication, and we say, okay, let's
use the press to reach our eventual clients, our potential clients.
Yeah, go to the market through the press. That was the idea. And then we called it like 3 journalists, and we told them about the story of Peixe Urbano, the story of Julio, and then we explained them the business model, and we have 3 main publications in Brazil, the main TV over there, and the main newspaper and the main magazine, speaking about the model of daily deals. And 2 months later, people started to knock on his door.
And like you can see, one business model of Peixe Urbano just based on more than 1,000 companies, almost 2,000 companies with the same business model.
To feel that it's just like one business model, daily deals, come to Brazil, and after that, in 2 years, we have 1,800 companies, 1,800 fresh startups going on only one segment. So it gives you a general view about the Brazilian market and its potential. Another case that we'd like to share to you is about 2 Americans that also came to Brazil, and both of them have come to Rio, and they were discussing. One is for Harvard, another one is for Wharton. And they were discussing about how the ideas of coming to Brazil and do something. And one told the other that, man, when I get back to Brazil, I will never take my child again because I have so much trouble in finding at 3 a.m. A drugstore to buy some diapers. And then the other guy said, oh man, I had the same problem with my toddler. The thing is, I didn't know if I went to the supermarket, if I went to a drugstore to buy it, and I had like at least 3 hours to buy diapers for my kids.
And what happened is that they decided to come to Brazil and open an e-commerce turned to babies and moms, and they started the business with a venture capital investment, but the traction of the business was so slow that they decided to bring a high celebrity of Brazil.
Yeah, the thing was, they were having trouble to communicate as well, because we have a big player in there called Alô Bebê, that is the main one, and it also sells online, but it's smaller, but they needed to sell online baby products. So it was hard to hit and convince that the people, that 2 Americans are coming to Brazil, and they're going to open and succeed. Because what happened is, 10 years ago, Brazil loved US products. Now they want Brazilian products. They want Brazilian companies over there. They started to trust more in e-commerce, and they started to trust more in Brazilian model of business.
So these 2 cousins just went to Brazil and understand Brazilian behavior and what Brazilians want to like in the companies that decides to start in Brazil?
Yeah, normally these companies, they invite someone from Brazil to be country manager, to be part of the team so they can understand properly the market. But in this case, they didn't do that. They thought that if they could bring a celebrity, and this is something that is going on with many startups. We can see Luciano Huck at Peixe Urbano, and we can also see Ashton Kutcher on Airbnb. They're both of our clients. And they brought the celebrity and say, now we have something to announce. Because, of course, they went to Brazil with 8 million in investments from many VCs from US, but they needed something else to be in Brazil. They needed to join a celebrity for the business. And then we announced that Angelica is one of the 2 top celebrities. The main one is her husband, Luciano Huck. And then we launched the company using Angelica as, and the thing is, it was nice because Angelica was pregnant, and all the celebrity magazines and newspapers wanted to know what's going on, because we arranged a press conference saying Angelica is going to announce something new. And they say, that's Angelica news, baby. No one knows. There was a suspicion that Angelica was pregnant. And then no one knows what was about the press conference. And then she announced that, hey, I want to introduce you, she said that to the press, to my new baby.
And it was Baby.
It was baby.com.br, this company that we're talking about.
To summarize, after 6 months, they are running for the 1 million likes in Facebook, and they are earning clients each day. And we can say that it's a company that just Brazilians fell in love. Just to summarize, communication for startups and companies that are going to Brazil, with Julio regarding back to 2009, NR7 and Julio Vasconcelos from Peixe Urbano just developed 3 simple rules of communication. 1, always tells a story. 2, attach the story to a tendency. And 3, show the real benefit to the public. These 3 simple rules just guide Peixe Urbano's strategy of communication and other startups of our portfolio that they are general rules, but work a lot in the Brazilian market.
Yeah, we were saying that Brazil has many opportunities, and there are many people trying to grab them.
Exactly. In the last year, since 2010, we have more than 600 startups starting their business in Brazil.
And when Pablo invited us to come, he invited us because he knew that we are not only commercial. Of course, you have a PR agency, we want some clients, who doesn't, everybody's got to eat. But what we're trying to do over there, contagious by the entrepreneurs that we're working with, we felt like we needed to do something to change the way people work on PR. And we started to work as partners. Let's help the companies. Let's not think about money, but because a startup is just like that. It's a few amount on a monthly fee. If you help them to increase, they will help you in the end. So we thought that this is what we could do. So let's try to build something in Brazil. We must be, as a PR agency, as a communication, we must be part of the ecosystem, entrepreneurs and startups and also investors. And that's how we see ourselves, like a startup, a communication startup. And doing this, and when we do this, we help them to build something. And we like the phrase, for those who watched the Kevin Costner movie, Field of Dreams, we use it to say the sentence, build and they will come.
And believe us, they are already coming. We have 40 startups in our portfolio that share with us our feelings and our main concerns about communication strategy. And so that's it. They are already coming, and we are part of ecosystem, and we want to help this ecosystem to develop a lot, especially in Brazil.
So basically, we Brazilians are the 200 million reasons to be in Brazil.
We are just waiting for you. We have so many opportunities, but we cannot show you in a 15 minutes presentation. So we encourage you to go there, to know Brazilians, to talk with investors, with entrepreneurs, with people like Pablo Larguia that knows Brazil, like a Brazilian. And we encourage you to go there. Just know Brazil. We have so many things and so much opportunities that you cannot miss them.
We're not the country of football anymore because Spain it is. But I was telling Bruno that we have the best player in the world. Who doesn't know Neymar? And then he told me, no, the best player in the world is Messi. I said, don't say that, Paulo. Pablo is probably laughing from us right now.
Listen.
So basically, 200 million reasons to be in Brazil. We are the 200 millions to be there. And for the male public, I can assure you there are more girls than boys.
And that's it. Thank you very much for your attention. We'll be at your disposal just after our speech. And we are very glad, Pablo, to be here. And I think that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Just wanted to let you know that this, of course, is a very optimistic view on Brazilian market. And we have like more people from Brazil. Our dear friend Bobo Heim and Rosana Herman also will talk about Brazilian stuff over there. They got more experience than us on startup business and also in internet. And they will share with you another view and another perspective. Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias. Gracias.